Hello students, welcome back to the class again, and today we are going to start something related to variable declaration in Python. As we have seen till now, we have just spoken about the introduction of Python, as well as we have seen what are the features of Python. So if you would have seen the features of Python, you would have understood by now that Python is a very user-friendly language, and that's the reason many industries have started implementing most of their projects in Python. Okay, so let's start with the Python now. And if you see any programming language, normally what do? We start with the variable declaration. Okay, that could be C, C++, Java, anywhere. Wherever you go, you start with the initial declaration of variables in terms of programming language. So the class today, the video today will be concentrating on creation of variables in Python. And before going to the creation of variables in Python, I would like to reiterate the variable. What is the purpose of a variable? Okay. So what is the purpose of a variable? The variable is something which is used to hold some value. Okay, which is used to hold some value. So that value can be an integer or a numeric value, that value can be a decimal value, that value can be a string value, or that value can be a boolean value. So anything like whatever you want to declare, you can declare that particular variable and assign any the type of value you want to assign to that particular value. For example, let's say that I have been declaring some value called a variable name A is equal to 100. A variable name with value 100. So what is happening here when I'm using variable A with value as 100, this value is a numeric value. Based on the value, the data type of that particular variable will be assigned. Based on the value, the data type of that particular variable will be assigned. Okay, suppose let's say I'm declaring a variable b, and for that I say that my value is somewhere around 1.5. Okay, this is a float value or a decimal value. When I'm assigning 1.5, the float value will, the data type of this particular b will be a float value. Okay, so this is how we are going to declare the variables in Python. But actually what is happening in the sense, there are certain rules and regulations that has to be followed for declaring these variable names. For declaring the variable names, there are certain rules and regulations. Okay, the first rule is a variable name should be starting with an alphabet, or underscore or an alphabet. Okay, so what is happening? Either you can say like underscore a is equal to some value which is nothing but 10, or you can assign a is equal to 10. So your variable name can start with an underscore or with an alphabet. Okay, but you cannot start with anything like a numeric value or any sort of alphanumeric value apart from underscore. Okay, and also the variable name is case sensitive. When I'm talking about the variable name is case sensitive, what does it mean in the sense? Suppose if I'm saying that a is equal to, okay, some value called 15, which is 15. So when I try to use this particular variable, if I try to use a variable in the smaller case, I try to access this variable in the smaller case, then that is wrong. Since the variable name is case sensitive, I have to use the capital case but not the smaller cases. Okay, and there is something called keywords. The last restriction is something called the keywords. Keywords cannot be used as a variable names. So you might be asking me, like, what sort of keywords are those? Keywords are something which are used for specific purpose in a programming language. Okay, keywords are something which are used for specific purpose in a programming language, and those cannot be used as a variable name. For example, let's go back to my Jupyter notebook. Okay, so what am I going to do here? Okay, what am I going to do here is nothing, but I'm not going to do anything. But here I want to know what are the keywords in Python. Okay, so what am I going to do here? I'm just making use of help command. Okay, when I just use help command, it will ask you what do you want to search. So when it asks me what do you want to search, I'll say keywords. Okay, keywords and press enter. Okay, these are all the keywords that has to be these are the list of keywords which can never be used as a variable name. These are all the list of keywords which can never be used as a variable names. Okay, if you see, these are specifically used for some purpose in terms of Python, and this cannot be used as variable names in terms of Python. Please note them. These are the important keywords which will be used in our programming language and cannot be used anywhere in our variable declaration. So what we are going to do in the sense, as part of variable declaration, these keywords cannot be used. This is what we have to keep in mind. Okay. And in the next video, we will be talking about variable assignment, okay, how the values are being assigned, and also we will talk about the data types of the variable names, how the data types are assigned to the variables, what are different types of different data types as part of variables. Okay.